Okay, now we're going to try a cherry. Cherries are an interesting tree. If they're not trained right, they want to grow straight up to 40 feet. And so in the first few years, it takes about 5 years to train, this cherry has not been properly trained as a young tree, but it's got some shape to it, so it's not going straight up. So you want to basically kind of grow it as a candelabra, so you've got the branches out and low. This one I'm going to take off some interfering branches that are quite large. So this cherry, because it wasn't given a lot of careful forethought when it was young to get trained, has some interfering branches that are quite large, and so we're going to take those off. I'm going to do some topping down of the whips up here to keep the fruit down low. Cherries bear on little spurs basically all over. They'll bear here on this old stuff down in here, and anything over the second year growth will bear flowers and fruit. So I'm going to take care of some of the interfering wood first, anything dead. One point about cherries you need to know, in the Northwest here they do get some bacterial cankers that can be quite troublesome, and if that's a problem on your cherries, you might want to forego your pruning until later in the spring when they're already in leaf, to help avoid the spread of that. And so that's something that the Extension Service does recommend. So I'm going to take out some of these. Now what I'm going to do, I got this branch coming up here and it interferes here. I'm going to take it off at this point, leave that one up through here because I can get some cherries off that next year, and it's not interfering with anything. There's one interfering branch, and I've got another one here, but this one's a young, vibrant branch interfering with actually a dead branch there. So I'll take that one out. Then I've got another one down through the center, heading off in this direction. Looks like I've got a dead branches hanging in there from last year. And so I'm going to take this one off. It's heading out that direction. Now, sometimes when you're pruning a branch off, I prune it off a little high initially if it's got some weight on it. Do an undercut, and then I'll do a cut like that so I don't tear the bark. And then I'll come back and cut it back off to the branch. Now, one little lesson when you're taking off something that large, there's something we call a branch collar. And you always want to be on this side and not cut into the branch collar, because that will lead to decay into the tree. So make sure you always maintain the branch collar and not cut a flush to the tree. Okay. That's probably all the saw work I'm going to do for now, and I'll do the rest with my long reach pruners. This will go a lot faster than that apple. Looks weird. How's it looking? Okay. Yeah. Weird thing there. Okay, I'm calling it pretty good on this cherry tree. I've opened up the center, but I didn't take everything out. I left some things that I know I'm going to get cherries on in here, and so I still got enough light coming down. I'm trying to keep the branching down low, but these things want to go up, so I've got the top done a little bit today. So again, summer pruning is going to help try to keep these cherries lower. Always want to be developing lower branches, and sometimes if it's too thick up there, again, it shades the bottom and it kind of shades out these lower branches. So we want to do everything we can to get sunlight down here to develop these lower branches. It's always good to come back in spring when all the leaves out, because sometimes you can't tell dead wood without scraping the bark. And so there's some here that might want it being dead, and we'll wait till later in the spring to find that, to cut that out. Some of what I found took out, the rest we'll wait. There's always seems to be a little more dead wood in cherries, older cherries, or older apples, and I just want to watch for that. And be careful, if you do too much of that pruning, you can transfer some of that bacteria around the tree. And that's why I do recommend for the bacterial canker on cherries, if you have it bad, to maybe wait and prune it later on when it's not so active. All right, so that's a cherry. The next thing we'll do is a pear.